We should probably text somebody and make sure that they can hear us okay. Because I'm like, if you're on, text us and tell us that you can hear us. Text one of us so that we know that that you can hear us, that everything is working well. I hope it is, because this is really cool technology. But I wish we could see their comments. Oh, wait, I've got comments. Yay! Oh, wait. Yes, Casey, thank you. Hello,
Oh,
Wendy, Carol. Awesome. That's great, you guys.
that's really cool.
This is really fun
Wait,
technology.
how
And
are
so
you?
expect that we will be able to use it a lot in the future because it's free. That's the best part. And you can use it actually for Facebook Lives and all kinds of things, you guys. It's called StreamYard.com is what it's called. So hi, Marie. Hi, Lindsay. Hi, Marissa. Hey, Kelly, Angela, Carol. I feel like Romper Room when I do this, like for those of you that knew what Romper Room was, they'd be like, I see Karen and just Shelly. And yeah, it was crazy, but it was fun. It was educational TV. That's what it was. I know. Hello, you guys. All right. Well, you are in for a power packed time with Gretchen Cerny and Renee Simone. And so before I turn it over to them, I have a couple of things that I want to first of all say to you and a couple of announcements, and then I'm going to wrap up on the back end as well. Okay. So, as soon as you get your Applause magazine, you guys, I'm so excited because Applause came for the month of June. The McClure National Area, because of what you did, ranked number 4 in the Ruby division. Like number 4. I'm like, ah, so exciting
That's awesome.
because Linda Tupin's retiring this year. So if she wasn't there, we would have been number 3. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, you guys. I so appreciate it. And just so that you know, what you do really does matter. It matters to your director, it matters to our national area, it matters to the company, it matters to all the people at Mary Kay who have jobs. And this is the company's 56th anniversary. And so I want to challenge you to pick up, got to find it on my camera here, your Mary Kay. This is so funny, you guys. We're trying to like figure out where everything is. The Mary Kay autobiography, and read it. It's something that I love to read every September, just to kind of marinate in our culture and what Mary Kay Ash did for us, you guys. And so I just want to read a couple lines from this book from her. And she said that she was talking about when the company started. Okay. Oh, now I had it bookmarked and I lost it. So hold on one second here. So she said that her husband Mel was going to open up. They were going to open up the company, and he was going to be the brains, and she was going to teach and train. And he was talking about budgets when Mel died at the breakfast table. And so, the accountants and the attorneys said, Mary Kay, cut your losses now. Don't go forward. You can't survive and you can't exist paying people 50% commission and living on the philosophies of the golden rule. But Mary Kay said they didn't know anything. They didn't know her determination. And on the day of her husband's funeral, when her sons and her daughter came to Dallas from Houston, it was probably the worst time to make a business decision, but it couldn't be delayed. And after the funeral, we sat in the living room and discussed the recommendations that she'd received. And her children listened in silence. And Richard, he was selling life insurance, and he said that he would come and work for her, but he had to take a cut in pay, you guys. He cut his pay by 50% to come work with his mom in Mary Kay. And over the horrified protests of other family members and friends, see, his family and friends, and Mary Kay's family and friends were not in favor of them going forward, but they did it anyway. We have a saying in Mary Kay called BIDI, BIDI, but I did it anyway. When it's not convenient, when you were scared and nervous, and congratulations to some of you. I know that many of you had to push to make this happen for our pace setters, but
Mhm.
you did because your director said it was important. You did because something inside you said, I need to be a part of this. I want more for my business, just like Mary Kay Ash said, and how she just went ahead and she did it. And then Ben came to work with her older son, and here's what she said. On Friday, September 13th, 1963, which that's this Friday, you guys, 1 month after the funeral, Mary Kay Cosmetics opened on schedule with herself, 9 salespeople, and her 21-year-old son as financial administrator. How did I know that I could do it? She said. Well, I didn't. I had no crystal ball. All I knew was that I had to do it. My accountant and my attorney, they didn't have crystal balls either. Besides, they didn't understand the business the way I did, Mary Kay said. I also knew that I would never have a second chance to put my dream into action. If Mary Kay Cosmetics failed, I wasn't going back into an easy retirement. I'd be broke. And that meant that I'd have to work for someone else for the rest of my life. That's a very strong incentive. So, no matter what anyone thought, I would not give up on my dream, she said. My children had said, Mom, you can do it. And that was all I needed. Okay. And so, you guys, you're going to have obstacles that are going to happen, just like Mary Kay. I want to encourage you to cut the rope and to like say, this is going to be my future. Whether it's a side part of your future because you're going to do this as a successful side hustle, or because your dream is to be full time in Mary Kay, like many of us already have. And so I want you to cut the rope and like don't give yourself an option if this doesn't work. Decide it's going to work. Make the line in the sand, soak up what we are going to pour into you in this training, and run with it, you guys. Run, run, run. The reason that we are sales directors is because we screwed it up and then we figured it out.
Yeah.
None of us are perfect that are going to be teaching and sharing. We messed up. We had no shows. We had zero appointments. We had people who canceled on us. We've just gone through more of that than you have. Mary Kay Ash said she had the bloodiest knees of everybody. Okay, the bloodiest knees. So, a couple of just announcements here before we hop into the training part. So, first of all, as I said, it's Mary Kay's 56th anniversary. What are you going to be doing for the 56th? You can type it here in the comments. Tell us how you're doing with it so far. We're excited for you. And here's what I want you to know, that the victory is won at the end. It's going to look like it might not come together at some points, but don't give up. Hold on to that, okay? The second thing is that your unit has a challenge to have 56 sharing appointments. Would you do at least 15 of them? Would you do at least 15 this month so that you could add 3 people to your team and be in our Red Jacket Hall of Fame? So, those of you who
Mhm.
started in June of 2019 or before, this is your last month to get into the Red Jacket Hall of Fame, which will be a permanent accolade with permanent recognition at every Mary Kay event that our national area holds together, and goodies and all kinds of fun things. Kind of think like being at the airlines, the frequent flyer, kind of club kind of thing that you get. The last thing is that Facebook, well, I said last thing and I lied. Facebook Lives this month are tomorrow night, Tuesday night at 8:30, mostly skincare, and then Wednesday the 25th, skincare and mostly color. So get those samples out into people's hands, get them invited to be a part of that. And we do leave the broadcast up usually for about 3 to 5 days. So people that need to come on later, they can't be on live, can still get in on it so that you can still use them as sales for the month of September and team members for the month of September as well. Nemacolin registration closes October 7th. It's $220 for consultants, $275 for DIQs and directors, and it's November 15th and 16th for consultants, and the 14th through the 16th for DIQs and directors. And all of you could be in DIQ by the time we go to Nemacolin. Oh my gosh, that's like 2 whole months away. You could be done as directors by that time period, literally, with that. And so we have points for pace setters, you guys. So each week, I'm going to give your directors a link. So ask your director for the pace setters link. So each week by Sunday night, okay, you're going to be doing pace setter points. And they're really just points to help us kind of see where we are on things. But more importantly, they help you track your activity, which is really important. It's not about, well, you want to have the most points. I know we all want to have the most points. It's really so you can look at what are you actually doing, because I don't know about you, but I can be thinking a whole lot about Mary Kay, way more than I'm actually doing Mary Kay sometimes. And so the points really help us get real with ourselves about where we want to go. Okay. Top 5 each week will get recognition for your points, and there'll be some prizes at the end of the time. When you go to fill out that form, there are bonus points, and the bonus points you only do the last week. Okay. Your final time of doing points, which will actually be after the week after, we have our last pace setters, right? So it'll be like Sunday, October 4th or 5th or 6th, something in there. Okay. That's when you do the bonus points, but you get bonus points for going to Nemacolin. You get bonus points for having one of your team members, for every team member that you add to your team coming to Nemacolin. You get bonus points for finishing your STAR by this coming Sunday, the 15th of September. Okay. You get bonus points for that. You do STAR again before we finish in our points, you get bonus points twice. So it's so really cool, all the fun things that you'll be able to do. Okay. So don't forget, STAR Consultant deadline is this Sunday. Okay. And if you need ideas, you're like, oh, I feel like I'm really far away, call your director, because she can give you great ideas on how to help you finish. Okay. So I am going to turn it over to the fabulous Gretchen Cerny. So give it up for Gretchen. Yay!
Okay, ladies. So first and foremost, I just want to congratulate all of you for making it on this video chat tonight and being invited to participate. It's a big deal. This Rise Up Now Pace Setters class is really going to change the tone and the face of your business, as long as you kind of keep up with all of the homework and the challenges and everything. So I'm really excited for all of you. And thank you for sharing your stats on the side, the 56 spaces. Way to go, Stephanie. Terry, 56, 5 bookings, sell 6 products. All of these are awesome. So keep them coming while we're chatting. I'm trying not to get too distracted over there. But Renee and I were asked to talk a little bit about, bookings. And when Kim originally said, oh, we're going to talk about bookings, I thought to myself, how in the heck are we going to talk for an hour all about bookings? But thank goodness for Renee, because earlier today, she's like, well, let's break it down, because to get bookings, there's something you need first, and that's names. So tonight we're going to talk about how to generate some leads, how to then book those leads, and then how to kind of ensure that those parties really hold for you. So I'm going to share a couple of different ways that I get names, and then I'm going to pass it over to Renee so she can talk a little bit. But one of the ways that I really love getting names is by simply using lead boxes. Ladies, you can buy lead boxes off of Mary Kay Connections, or you can go to the dollar store and make your own. And so you can literally just buy, I wish I had one with me to show you. I should have done that. But you can buy just a little cardboard box. All of the dollar stores tend to have them. They're like a little gift box. You cut a slit in the top, and you just post something on the front that says enter to win. And I like to say enter to win a free skin and color consultation. And then I normally take a ribbon and I attach a pen and I attach entry forms to the lead boxes. And then I will go to local businesses. And guys, it doesn't necessarily matter if you have a relationship with the business, is what I found. Ideally, or maybe it's easier to start with those places, places that you do business at, whether it's your doctor's office, a bank that you go to, or something like that, because it might be a little bit easier, or you might feel like you have a little bit of a better connection. But I found that going into anywhere and just simply saying, hey, is your manager available? And the person will either say, hey, yeah, is there something I can help you with? And I just say, hey, I was wondering if I could leave this box here for about a week. That's it. It doesn't have to be some big, long explanation, because the box itself kind of explains it, where it says enter to win. And people will give you a couple of responses. Most of the time, they'll be like, yeah, sure, no big deal. And you'll come back and, pick up your leads in a couple of days. Or they'll just say, hey, I need to check with my manager. But a lot of the times I found that anybody can kind of make that decision. They don't always need a manager's approval to do that. And sometimes, you will get that kind rejection. And guys, it's always kind, where people will say, you know what, I just can't have that stuff on my counter. Or if I let you do it, then I'm going to have to let a lot of people do it. So I have never once encountered anybody ever being mean. And I think that's one of the things that holds us back, is because we get nervous in our own heads that, oh my gosh, somebody's going to be mean to me. Nobody is ever mean, guys. They're just like, no, sorry, we can't do that here. So that's one of my favorite ways, because I am kind of always on the run. And so it's easy to just pop one of these lead boxes in. And if I go back, I normally try to go back within 5 or 7 days of putting it at the counter. And if I go back and there's no names, or maybe just one name, I'll leave it there for about another week. And if after another week there's not any names, then I just take it and I move it somewhere else. So some of the places that I found to be really successful are nail salons, a couple of different gyms. Like there's some Curves in the area that has tended to be a little bit more successful. Some hair salons are pretty decent, but you also want to be careful, because some hair salons also are now offering their own skincare lines, along with massage parlors. And so anywhere that you can think that women go and spend money. So there's a couple different boutiques in the area that have let me have my box there. And so it's just, anywhere in the area. The one place that I mentioned earlier that I haven't taken advantage of are doctor's offices. And the reason, guys, that I haven't taken advantage of that myself is because I work normally during the day when the doctor's office is open. So it's not necessarily convenient for me to pop in and out of offices like that. So I tend to go to places that have longer business hours, because that's when I can really go in, or weekend hours as well. So Renee, do you want to share one of your favorite ways to get leads?
Hi, thank you, Gretchen. That was awesome. I loved it. Great ideas. And so I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how, so lead boxes are great when you're working on long-term, but let's say you need like this, I need 5 bookings now. So you feel like crunch time, I need names right now. I don't have time to get a box to go and put it in and then wait a couple days and I don't have time for all of that. So the best way for me to get leads and get that name and that phone number is, warm chattering and honoring working women. And this really got started for me when I was in DIQ, because Kim had told me, you need 50 names. And I was like, I don't have 50 names, 50 new names. I'm like, new names. So that's where this kind of all got started for me. And so I'm just going to share a little bit with you, because I was super busy and I didn't have time. Sometimes what happens is we think in our mind that we need to have all of this stuff and we have to have all of our T's crossed and our I's dotted and everything before we can go do anything. And then what happens is that makes us procrastinate, because we don't feel like we have all of our ducks lined up in a row. So I really just said, Renee, get in the car and go get some names and numbers now. So all I did was I went to Walmart, is usually where I go. And I bought a bag of Ghirardelli chocolates, because who doesn't like Ghirardelli? And you can use Dove, you can use anything. But I'm a chocolate girl. I love chocolate. And I knew I was honoring working women. What wouldn't be better if you're working and someone comes and gives you a piece of chocolate? You can save it, you eat it, reminds you of that. Oh yeah, that person came in and gave me this piece of chocolate. So good. And at the same time, get their name and their number. So you can do that with chocolate, and that's what I would do. I would go grab a bag of chocolate, and then I would have just a small notebook in my purse. And I literally will go somewhere where there's like a lot of stores and a lot of women. And this is the thing, time is money. So you don't want to spend 2 hours trying to get names and only walk away with 3. That's not going to be worth your time. So I would like just think what is going to be the best use of my time, and that is get lots of names and numbers in a short amount of time. So places like the mall or like plazas where there's lots of stores that you can go into. I walk into the store, walk up to the counter if they're not busy. So you kind of scope out the store. If every clerk is helping somebody, then now is not the time for you to go up and talk to them. So I kind of scope out the store, walk in. They're not very busy. They're hanging up clothes or doing what, or just hanging out at the register. And I just walk up. I have my bag of chocolate. I'm like, hi, act excited to see them because you're there to honor them. They have to work. You don't. In fact, you are working in a way, but you're just walking around handing out chocolate to random people. And I say, hi, how are you today? Have some chocolate. I'm honoring working women. And they'll be like, okay. And they'll have some chocolate. I'm like, and you know what? I'm giving away free stuff. So just jot your name and number down in my notebook. I give her a little notebook. Just put your name and number down and you'll get a text if you win. And that's what I do. And so the process itself is not difficult. That is not hard. The hardest part is this. So when Kim asked us to do this, I did a little test to see what would happen if I just went out one day, did not, dress the way I would normally dress, and all of that. Like I just wore like some bummy clothes. I didn't have chocolate on me. And I was like, I'm just going cold. I'm just going to go see if this will work. You know what? It did not work. I talked to 2 people. They were a no. I handed out my business card once. So I was like, okay, that did not work. So this is why I wanted to tell you that. You need to make sure you feel good about yourself. I know what I need to do that. There's outfits that you wear that make you feel good. There's ways that you do your hair that makes you feel good. Whatever you need to do to make you feel strong and powerful, because you're going to need that when you're walking into stores and talking to people that you don't really know. For me, I love to wear colored, fun shoes. High heels usually. I'll throw those on and it makes me feel good. So feel good. Make sure you're feeling confident and strong. Talk to your director or somebody, reach up to somebody and say, hey, I'm going out to get some leads. I just need a little pep talk. Here I go. That feeds you positive, good energy, which is what you need when you walk into the room, because that energy will gravitate people towards you and so Kim has talked about nervous energy and excited energy. And nerves will definitely start, and that's totally normal and totally okay. You've got to fake them out. You got to act like you're not nervous. And this is just something you do every day, and it's super fun. People won't feel that awkwardness then. And the other thing I want you to think about too is you are honoring working women. This is a gift to them. It's not about you. It's not about you getting the customers. It's about, hey, I'm giving you something free. You showed up to work today and I happened to come into your store. Here you go. And so those were some of the things I wanted to talk to you about too. You can also use, I have these wooden roses. So these come in like a clump and you can just do them singly. And, I'm trying to think. So these are wooden roses and they will never die. People also use those to honor women. And you can get these on Amazon for those of you who don't know. And you just throw some samples in there with your business card and you can give this to them as well. Make sure you always get their name and number. That's important. Don't expect people to call you. Out of sight, out of mind, they're going to forget. So always get their name and number. You have to get their name and number. So even if you give them a sample and your business card is in there, still say, hey, I have a drawing, write your name and number down. You don't ask them, would you like to? You just tell them in a nice way, write your name and number. The other
Hey, Renee, could you repeat that one more time, like what you say when you go into somebody's office or you're approaching somebody? Mhm.
Sure. So I always start with the icebreaker. Hi, how are you today? Sometimes we'll be like, usually they're like, hi, I'm good. I'll be like, great. Have some chocolate. I'm honoring working women today. They might look at you straight. It's okay. And I'll be like, take some. And they might be a little hesitant, you know, I'm like, take some. It's free. It's chocolate. And I'm like, here. And I open my little notebook. It's not big, you know, it's like the size of my phone, or, you know, like it's not like this normally. Because this can be a little daunting to people. And they're like, whoa, you know, and I'm just a little bit, I'm like, throw your name and number down on here. And I'm going to enter you in a free drawing I'm doing later. You're going to get some free stuff. And that's normally what I say. And I was like, do you have any other friends here working? You might as well put them in it too. And they'll call other friends over or whatever, you know, and stuff. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. You cannot walk in the store and act like you're going to shop and start shopping. It will eat a ton of your time, because the more you do that, the more your brain is going to start like getting nervous, and the more those nerves start going, the more you're going to turn around and walk out of the store without talking to anybody. So before you walk in the store, I'm going in here to talk to the people at the register, and that's where you go. So you just kind of have to determine. Another thing that's really good that helps keep me on track is I say, okay, I am getting 10 names. So I'm going to go until I get 10 names. And then I'll go and then I'll count them up. And sometimes when I'm done counting, I'll have more than 10. So that's another thing that I do. Okay. Warm chattering. Real quick about warm chattering. Now, this is not honoring working women who are working. These are just talking to people randomly in a store. And that's okay. Don't, most people are nice and kind. So if you're at a store and you happen to be looking at the same thing that somebody else is, it's real easy to strike up and be like, don't you love these? These are great. Or I'm so excited I found these, you know, and another person, they'll be like, yeah. And it kind of starts to, I'll be like, you know what? You're so nice. I'm going to be doing a drawing for some free products. Just throw your name and number down here. I'm going to get you some free stuff for being so kind. You know, anything like that. And you can pick women out. I mean, like you can go in the store and be like, any woman here with kids, I'm going to bless them today with some free product. You know, and you just walk up to them and be like, hey, how are you? I saw your little girl. How old is she? She's 5. Oh, great. And if you have children, they're a great conversation starter. Some of you might not, but if you have a dog or a cat and you're somewhere and you're like, that's a great way to start a conversation with somebody. And then you just throw in there, hey, I'm giving away some free stuff. Just throw your name and number down here and I'll put you in. So it's just kind of like a little sideline. You're not, you know, going into big, huge, I'm a Mary Kay consultant and I love what I do. And, you know, like da. I don't do all of that. I just say, throw your name and number down. I'll throw you in for some free products. All right, Gretchen, booking.
I'm just going to piggyback real quick, Renee, on your idea of warm chatting because, first of all, Chelsea, I see you said great ideas. And what do you say if they ask what the drawing is for? Normally, when I respond, I just say something like, oh, so some free Mary Kay. Just keep it short and simple. Don't go into big details like, oh, you could win a basket full of goodies that's going to have this. No, just some free Mary Kay products. And so one of the things I love that Renee said, you know, when you go into the store, you're not there to shop. You're there to honor working women, because I had to laugh at that because most of the time I accidentally go shopping and then I'm like, oh, whoops, hey, by the way, I was supposed to do this. But anyways, something that I do for warm chatting. So ladies, I work for a really long time. I have used the excuse of, well, I'm dirty after work. I can't go get names. Like I'm gross. I've got my steel toes on. I'm literally dirty in dust and brick grime from, you know, 8, 10, 12 hours of work. So what I've found that has been working for me is so I always have my Mary Kay face on. It does, I mean, and my Mary Kay face isn't like 3-4 eyeshadows and like eyeliner. No, like I always have on some CC cream, some lip color, some eyeshadow, so something quick and easy for me. And I do keep a little touch up in the car. But what I'll do is I will go to the store and I will say to whoever's helping me, and like Renee said, you can strike up a conversation. I'm not normally the person that strikes up the conversation. I wait for people to talk to me because I'm a little bit of a wuss, but hey, it happens. But I will literally just say to people, I'm like, you know what? It's been a really long day and you have been nicer to me than anybody else has been all day. Could I offer you my business card and some samples? I may not look the part, but I'm actually a sales director with Mary Kay. And they're like, what? And I'm like, here, let me just send you my card. And I have a card that I made up. I was seeing if I could find it really quick. I'm not sure if I'll be able to figure out my camera. So I've made up like, a virtual business card. It has my face. It has my name. It has a big pink lips in the middle, and it says independent sales director, and it has my website. Guys, it does not have my phone number because I'm going to text it to that person, so they will have my number. And I'm just like, hey, what's your number? I'll just text it to you real quick. And so they give me their number, and they're like, oh, okay, cool. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to give you some samples just for being so nice today. And that's how I kind of handle warm chatting, because I just, it has to be kind of like just on the whim. Like I'm just not as strong as Renee is saying like, okay, I can go in and I'm going to get 5 names. I have to go in and be like the chicken run in and chicken run out. And I'm like, oh, thanks. You were nice. Here's my card. Bye, kind of thing. So that's just another twist on it. You can use PicsArt, PicCollage, any kind of picture editing thing, and just create what we sometimes call a virtual business card. And again, that means that you never have an excuse. You can't ever say, oh, I don't have my card on me. I can't talk to people, because Kim mentioned at the very beginning that we've made all of the mistakes. Well, not only have we made mistakes, I have made lots of excuses in my business, and Kim will agree. And one of my excuses is, well, I'm not prepared, so I can't possibly warm chat. Well, if you have a virtual business card, you are always prepared. So just that little side piece there. And yes, now we're going to talk a little bit about bookings. And so I'm going to talk about a couple of the different tools that I've utilized to get bookings, because as I mentioned, I work in a Brickyard, and ladies, I walk in the morning and I don't know what time I'm walking out of there. Sometimes it's at 2:30 p.m. Sometimes it's at 4 p.m. Heck, I've even been there till 7 o'clock at night. And there are days that I walk in on a Friday and I'm like, oh, great, now I have to work tomorrow until 1 p.m. And sometimes it's 1 p.m., sometimes it's 2 p.m., and sometimes it stretches on to 4 p.m. Because in the manufacturing world, sometimes the machines don't work correctly and life just doesn't go right that day. So one of the things that I've had to do is I've had to kind of think of just a little outside of the box. And I absolutely love and adore that Kim has started doing those Facebook Lives. Guys, I have signed consultants up. I've gotten qualified recruits from those Facebook Lives, people that are out of state that I have simply sent samples to. So that's a big thing for me, is utilizing those, because secret, I don't actually have to be on the live. So I can just tell my customers and my people like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Like, you need to check it out. Here's the group information. This is what time it starts. Like, here's your sample pack, send the information, and they get to watch Kim or whoever else is doing it. And they can even watch it for the next 2 or 3 days. And so that has been a huge, huge help for me, just because of my, timing situation. And so not only utilizing the Facebook Lives that Kim's doing, but also kind of creating my own, because again, they can be something that I can post in a group. I have a private customers group that you can actually create events in your private customers groups. Create an event, have it on for like 3 days, and do the same kind of thing where you yourself, I just kind of wash my own face and talk about the products. And that's been something else that has really, really kind of helped. It's a lot of sending samples and, sending things out in the mail, but sometimes for us working gals, it's, I don't want to say it's easier, but it's just another way to connect with people. And what I'll say to somebody is I will just simply invite them and say, hey, I'm trying out this new thing with my business. Would you give me your opinion? Because you're just kind of inviting her to be your business partner, and you're inviting her to give you her opinion. And let's be honest, we all love to share our opinions. So you're really asking her to help you out with a business decision or something new that you're trying. And so it's an exciting thing. And if you're going back to somebody that has already watched a Facebook Live, you could say, hey, girl, you know that Facebook Live you watched for me before? Well, we're featuring different products this time and we're going to do a color look. So is there any reason why you couldn't check out this next video on this date at this time? And most of the time people have said yes. I've had people that have watched 3 of the different skincare Facebook Lives. I mean, it's just the same video essentially that they've continued to watch it and get more information about it. So utilizing Facebook has been a huge booking tool for me, and doing actual Facebook parties with people out of state as kind of not just a live video, but as like a video chat. So I have my best friend lives in North Carolina. She has full-size versions of our skincare just because she loves it. And she has actually had people over to her house, and we have done a video chat where she's just kind of, squirt things out for them on their hands and kind of played it that way. And again, the booking portion of that, guys, is super easy because it's simply a text that says, hey girl, I need your help. Can you grab 3 friends? So when I'm booking current customers, I keep it really, really easy. It's, can I borrow your face? I'm trying to count up and I can't find my camera. I'm like, number 1, can I borrow your face? Number 2, we've got some new products out. Can I borrow your face? Hey girl, I'm in a challenge. Can I borrow your face? Like, I literally tell people all the time, can I borrow your face? And they still say yes. So, and that's really with current people and, current friends and family and current customers. So I know that Renee has, she's going to share a little bit about the Power Booking Script, which kind of goes through, contacting leads, contacting current people. But honestly, guys, I just keep it really, really simple with, can I borrow your face? And then people will say things like, well, what does that mean? Say, well, we have some new products out, because right now, guys, is a great time to borrow people's faces. Great time. We had the fall product launch. We have the holiday product launch. Like, you need to borrow a lot of faces right now. So Renee, do you want to go into the Power Booking Script a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So I know a lot of times, and I get this over and over and over again, so I know that this is a big thing, is reaching out to people, texting them, wanting to book them, and then feeling like you are bugging them or pestering them. So there is a great tool. It's called the McClure National app. It's amazing. And on there is a ton of information. So if you do not have this app, or you haven't really gone through the app, I suggest that you do that, because there's a lot of stuff on there that I'm sure that you don't even realize is on there. This is one of those. It's called the Power Start Script. And it's under New Consultants, but I use it. And what it does is it helps take that feeling away from you of, oh, I'm bugging them, or someone's going to get mad and tell me off because I keep sending them messages. So you don't have to worry about that if you use this. So you're going to message them or call them on day 1. You're going to do another follow-up on day 4 and another follow-up on day 7. So it's basically 1 week. And it's going to sound kind of something like this. Hi, it's Renee. And I'm actually calling or texting you for 2 reasons. First, I just wanted to let you know that I started Mary Kay business, and this is going to be something that you would be using for your debut. That's just a side note. And I would love for you to get together for me. And it goes through and it talks about all of this. I hold my appointments on Monday and Saturdays, what works best for you. So one of the things I want you to know is, don't leave it open-ended. Contact them, be like, hey, I'm working on a challenge. I need to see 10 people. Would you be able to help me? And if they respond back, like yes or sure, then get right to the point. Be like, great, I have those weekdays or weekends work best for you. I have a Tuesday and a Saturday. That's 2 options. So if you just leave it open, people are going to be like, oh, this week looks crazy and I'm not sure, da, 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 and then they just won't text you back because they don't know what to say. But if you're like, I have a Tuesday or a Saturday, immediately their brain thinks, what do I have going on Tuesday? What do I have going on Saturday? Oh, I have a little bit of time on Saturday. Saturday works better. So they didn't have to think about Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. They just 2, bam. And then after, like, so let's say you don't hear anything back. You send out your first text and you go through all of that and you don't hear anything back, or a voicemail. Then you can say, hey, it's Renee. Just wanted to follow up real quick about the pampering session and the gift card I have for you. I'd love to get together to get your opinion or your advice of the products and to get some practice in. I know you're super busy, so I will follow up in a few days. They'll either text you back and be like, oh, I forgot, I'm so sorry, or they won't say anything. Okay. So then in a few days, use the next, and this is your last script. So you're not bugging them and they're not feeling overwhelmed with all the texts they're getting from you. Hi, it's Renee. Just wanted to follow up one last time about your pampering session. If I don't hear back from you, I will assume you're super busy and I will follow up in a couple months from now. And then you put them in a column for you to make sure you write it somewhere. I don't know, in your notes, in your phone, or somewhere where you have a running list of people that I didn't hear back from them. I told them I'd follow up in a couple months. They say in Mary Kay, every 3 months, a woman's life is different. And so you might not hear back from them, but at least it's not completely cut off. You're not throwing her name away in the garbage. You're not doing any of that. You're just tabling it for a couple months. And this really takes that pressure off of you feeling like you're always texting and trying to get a hold of people, and making sure that you're not losing people because you're not texting them back and all of that. So that was, we wanted to share the power booking script because I feel it's really important and it really helps you work through all of that. Now, some of the scripts that we use for honoring working women, it's real simple. It's like, hi, Christine, this is Renee. I'm so excited. I met you at, I don't know where, Buckle. And I just wanted to let you know that you're one of the winners from my Honoring Working Women. Congratulations. Would texting or calling be best? So I say that because I don't say, would you like me to? I just ask then, or I say, is this the correct number? Because then they have to respond. So if I say, do you want to, if you would like, text me back. I don't say any of that. Text or call me, or I'll end with, is this the correct number? And then they'll write back, yes. And then I know, okay, it's like the fish on the line. You feel that little nibble. And I'm like, okay, now we can talk. We can have this conversation. And 2 options. Does a weekday or a weekend work best for you? You know, and then you go through your scripts that way. All right. Anything else?
I'm going to add in, oh, is there a lot of background? I'm sorry. I feel like
no, you're okay.
Okay. Just 2 quick things, and I keep missing my camera. So the first thing is the power booking script. It consists of sometimes leaving some messages or calling people, and sometimes texting. Guys, I mentioned earlier I'm a huge wuss, so there's actually an app out there called Slydial. It's Slydial. It's a free app that it sends your calls straight to people's cell phones voicemail. So it has to be a cell phone that you're connecting with, but it will literally send it straight to their voicemail, because sometimes I feel like I'm not sure if I have enough time for somebody to actually answer the phone and get stuck into a conversation with them. So I want that to go straight to voicemail. So I can say, hey, this is Gretchen with Mary Kay. I'm super excited. We met the other day. You were the winner for my drawing. Call or text me back. Here we go. And it's literally on their voicemail, and I don't have to worry about ever talking to the person live, because again, I'm a little bit of a wuss unless they contact me back. So Slydial. And I will warn you, ladies, there is a free version and there's a paid for version. If you opt for the free version, it does have like a little ad every time you call somebody. So that person doesn't hear the ad, but you do. It's so like you dial their number, you call them, and it says something like, thank you for using Slydial. You can visit our website, blah, blah, blah. So that plays every single time, which is kind of annoying. But it's also kind of really quick and easy because you can also record calls and record messages and then just send the recordings out as well. So it's kind of a nice, easy way to not have to actually talk to somebody live if you're kind of a wuss. And then the power booking script also, or power booking, yeah, it also deals a lot with scheduling. So I know that you can schedule your messages on an Android phone. I'm assuming you can kind of do something similar on an iPhone, but you can actually go into, and Marie, you slide out for your family. I love it. So you can actually use just your regular messaging app on Androids, and there's a section that says schedule message. So say, for instance, you have a group of 10 women and you are starting them off on, it's day one. You just slide out and left them the voicemail. Now you're going to send them the text. Well, you can sit there and you can set up text number for day 4 and text for that sends on day 7. So you can take, if you have like a half an hour, you can do all of those things right then and there. So it will automatically send those texts out for you. So those are just some kind of like free tools that you can utilize if you're looking for something else to kind of free up some of your time. I do a lot of scheduling of text messages because I get up really early. So I'll schedule messages at like 5 a.m. or 4 a.m. and have them sent throughout the day because I don't have time to send them throughout the day, but I have time to schedule them at 4 a.m. So that's just some kind of little random info for you. So let's see, I'm looking at my list. What's next, Renee? Are we going to talk about, now we've booked the appointment, so how are we going to get it to hold with pre-profiling and just reminder texts? So I have found, again, from making lots of mistakes and kind of forgetting to do things, that the more I remind somebody, the more likely they are to hold their appointment. And so similar with the power booking script with scheduling the messages, I booked somebody today for an appointment Wednesday afternoon at 5:15 to try some new products. So I, set it up today. I scheduled a message to go out tomorrow at 5:15 to say, I'm so excited to see you on Wednesday at 5:15. Check out these new colors. And I sent a picture of the new lip colors with it. And I scheduled a message for Wednesday at 3:30 to say, hey, does 5:15 still work for you? Only because those are kind of reminders for me too, guys, because I might forget. I hate to admit that, but there have been times where I have forgotten that I've scheduled appointments. So that's embarrassing. But it's a reminder for me. So going in and scheduling those now will kind of ensure that the appointment holds and will ensure that I will remember as well. So that's one of the things that I do. And then if it's something that I've booked like 2 or 3 weeks out, then I utilize Facebook a lot to kind of not just do kind of like pre-profiling on Facebook. Sometimes they set up the event on Facebook and use that as a way to invite people. But one of the other ways that you can ensure is by pre-profiling the guests. And there have been times where I've said to my hostess, like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to see you on Friday the 13th. I know you're inviting some girlfriends to get some freebies, but why don't you give me their name and number? I'll actually do the inviting for you. And I have some questions to ask you or ask them about their skin, so I have all the right products with me. I have had people say to me, well, I'm just not comfortable giving out my friends' phone numbers. They don't know you. And you're like, oh, okay. Well, how about I send you the 5 questions and you get all that information from your friends and give it back to me. And I've had hostesses that have done that I have sent them the pre-profiling questions and they've gone and collected the information. And so my pre-profiling questions normally look like, what's your name? If it's not me talking to her. Have you ever tried Mary Kay products before? And if yes, how long ago? Is your skin normal to dry or more combination to oily? And do you favor more natural looks or more glam looks? Just kind of easy, quick and simple. Send her those messages. And when the hostess gets back to me with all of her friends' information, I kind of layer her and say, oh my gosh, girl, you are so good at my job. Thank you so much for helping me out. And giving her that little idea that, oh, she's really good at being a Mary Kay consultant. So I've kind of layered that in there. The way I've used Facebook is people will have either set up Facebook groups or Facebook events, and I will just ask right in the group, like, hey ladies, I'm super excited to see you. I do need you to answer these couple of quick questions. I just want to make sure that I'm ready for the appointment with all of the products that are going to best fit your needs. And so when people are interacting with you before the party, then they're excited to come. They're more likely to show up. less likely to postpone or say, oh, sorry, something came up. So definitely work on pre-profiling, whether it's you talking to the guest, having your hostess talk to them, or just creating kind of the Facebook group or event. For some reason, people just feel safer on Facebook. I don't know. That's what I've experienced, is that they're like, oh, cool, you can be Facebook friends with my friends. I just don't want to give you their phone number. Not sure why. But Renee, do you have anything you want to add to that?
I think that's great, Gretchen. I love it. I do. I especially love the extra little layering there coming in on it. They just don't even know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's good. Anything else that anybody has a question about real quick, or anything, Kim, that you think?
Yeah, I wanted to see what other questions people might have. So while I'm seeing if you have other questions, I have a couple things just to kind of wrap up. Okay. One of the things in being an entrepreneur is learning how to think like an entrepreneur, how not to take things personally. You know, one of the things that I was taught was to take a Q-tip and tape it to my mirror or tape it by my phone when we used to sit and make all of our phone calls from a landline phone. And the Q-tip was to be a reminder to quit taking it personally, because each of those letters stands for quit taking it personally, and we are so lucky. If we had a brick and mortar business, we'd have to wait for people to come to us, but we don't have to, you guys. We can pick up the phone and we can invite people. That's what we're doing. We're inviting them to be pampered. We're inviting them to have some R&R time. We're inviting them to have fun. We're inviting them to learn. We're inviting them to save money, because women waste so much money buying all these products that don't work for them, that they don't need, that are the wrong colors, that are whatever. And we can take care of them. We're saving women time by getting them the products that they need. They don't have to go run to the store. So I want you to realize that what you're giving to somebody is a really valuable service. I also want to suggest to you that utilize the technology that Mary Kay is giving us. So one of the things that we have is the Mirror Me app, and we have the Skin Sight app as well. So you could say to somebody, you know what? I'm booking happy skin hours. And you get to come and we do a skin analysis, and it tells you what products that you need. So they cannot get that skin analysis anywhere else, you guys. And so it's really, really cool. And so you do need a ring light to use that. And you kind of have to have the person tip their face up so that you get it in the light. They have improved it since they first launched it. So if you tried it when they first launched it and it didn't work so hot, it does work better. It's really cool. You cannot do it on yourself. So you can't do it as a selfie. You have to have somebody else do it on you. But that might be another booking way that you can approach people, because women are curious. They want to know what should they be using on their skin. And the Mirror Me app is all about colors and letting people play with colors for their things. Wendy Baxter, I love that you have a Q-tip on your date book. So one of the things that I always did when I was a consultant, because we didn't really have a plan called the Power Booking Plan, we just kind of intuitively called people every couple of days. Okay. And so what we realized was that we were doing that Power Booking Plan because, you guys, it says that most people give up after their first attempt. You call somebody or you invite them to your debut and you don't hear from them, and you're like, oh, guess they're not interested. Or maybe they couldn't come to your debut, so you wrote them off. A no is not a forever no for most people. It's just a for now no, So go back, because makeup and skincare is a lot like being hungry. And sometimes we hit people and they're not hungry. Or maybe we've talked to them about skincare and maybe their hot button is color. Or maybe they don't wear much makeup in the summer, but now it's fall and now their color's going to be fading and they want something different and they want something new and something fresh. And you've got it, you guys. So kind of follow that booking plan, because most sales are made after the fifth contact. Trying to find our cameras here is hilarious. So it's made after the fifth contact. So if you call her and text her, that counts as two. And then 3 days later, you send her another text. And then 3 days later, you call and text again. That's your fourth and fifth contact, saying, hey, if I don't hear back from you, I'll call you in a couple of months. Because what happens at that point, like Renee was saying, is people go, oh, shoot, I don't want her to think I don't like her. And they reach out to you at that point in time. So thanks, Renee, for the reminder about having 50 leads, because when you're always having 50 leads, you guys, you always have people to be calling and texting. So one of the things that I want to encourage you to is to get in a habit of doing a mental bath every single day. Okay, a mental bath, BATH. You know, we take a physical bath so that we smell good and that we're clean and for hygiene. So taking a mental bath keeps your head in the right space. So B stands for getting a booking every single day. You might even make it a fun little game and see how quick in the day you can get a booking. It's like a booking a day keeps the bill collectors away. A booking a day keeps the blues away. The A stands for saying your affirmation. It's saying something like, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Or it can be like saying, I represent the best-selling brand and I'm going to save people time and money and make them feel great. So it like helps you get in the right headspace for you. Okay. It might be saying, like, I am committed to doing that number 56, of doing that 56 things. And I believe that Mary Kay really makes a difference in people's lives. So it just kind of shifts your energy into that positive energy, kind of thing. It can be like, I'm going to be making my family's future solid with my Mary Kay business. That would be another kind of affirmation. The T in the mental bath is using technology to feed your mind with something positive. Okay. In the days when I was a consultant, we listened to tapes or CDs. Now we don't have CD players in our car. So you have a couple of different things. You have the Mary Kay Learning app. It's got a little diploma on it, and there's all kinds of videos and audios in there that's super rich. Like right now, all the seminar speeches are up, and a lot of training from the different seminar classes are there. And then like people that were the pioneers, and some training by Mary Kay. And I have training on there. I don't know if mine's at consultant level or director level. It might be both. And I think my red jacket classes that I recorded for the company are on there as well. So dig into that. Another thing that's really good to listen to is the $1 Million Messenger. The $1 Million Message is done by 6 daughters of national sales directors. So it's the lessons they learned from their mamas and doing what they're doing currently. And so most of them are either national sales directors or $1 Million directors or prestige directors. So that means they've earned the double trip to Hawaii like our Lauren has too. And so the number's on your screen right now if you want to just screenshot it so that you'll have that. And then sometimes you're like, oh, that was a really good message, and I wanted to go back and take notes and I didn't get a chance to. And so there's actually a Facebook group, and there is a director who each day she records those messages and puts it into that Facebook group. so that you can go back and search in there for different topics as well. So that's another great resource. It's just usually a quick 5-minute message that's going to help put you in the right space mentally, but also give you ideas for your Mary Kay business as well. And then the H of mental bath is hello. Check in with your director and let her know every day what you did, or let her know what you're excited about and what you're going to do the next day. But staying connected to your director is one of the best gifts that you can give yourself. And I know whenever I'm willing to be accountable to my mentors, that my business grows, because I want to tell them something positive every day that I did, whether it gave me a result that day or not. So the mental bath is key for you. Okay. As you go forward here, I want you to go, we're going to give you that link for the points. I want you to see what kind of things you can get points for. Okay. I'll just give you an idea. They're called income producing activities. So every day that you're accountable to your director, you get 100 points. You get 50 points for each new booking. You get 100 new points for a new team member. You get 100 points for having $100 in sales for the day. You get 100 points for coaching and getting a guest list from your hostess. You get 50 points for listening to the hotline. So gosh, you guys, if you check in with your director every single day and you do the hotline every single day, they only do it 6 days a week. Like that would be like almost 1,000 points just from that alone, you guys. So it's easy to rack up points. Okay. How about 100 points for doing one of those 56 sharing appointments? Okay, you get 100 points for that. You get 100 points for bringing a guest to your director's weekly girls' night out, okay, or to any other special event that she has. You get 50 points for having somebody watch a video and then getting her responses as well, okay? Might be 100. I don't know. I don't have the final version of it, but you get the idea. And then moving up the career path gives you bonus points, being a star, and getting registered for Nemacolin. Those are all ways that you can get bonus points, okay? Our company's anniversary is this Friday, you guys, Friday the 13th. So go ahead and make sure that you do something for your business on that very day, okay? So I'm going to wrap up here, you guys. We're out of time. I hope that you have enjoyed this. Let me just see any other comments here real quick while I was talking. Click on comments. $1 Million Message. Yes, Rena Tarbett, one of my all-time favorites. Love the Skin Sight app. Can we list the points somewhere? I will put them in the Facebook group in McClure Area Leaders. You also, as soon as you get the link, and I can put the link in the Facebook group as well so that you can go ahead and see what's in there so that you can see it listed out. So give me a few minutes and I will get to that, okay? Anything else, you guys? Anything else? I'm so glad that you guys were on, and make sure that you do your points every Sunday night. So I have the time to tabulate them up on Monday. Next week, your speakers are going to be Terry Walter and Jen O'Donnell, and they're going to be giving you all kinds of valuable tips on hostess plans and coaching and just really rocking that party and getting yourself set up for success. So that will be next Monday night at 9 p.m. Renee, Gretchen, you guys hit it out of the ballpark. Thank you for taking the time to prepare. Thank you for giving the details to us. Thank you for inspiring us and sharing your real stories of where you flopped and where you overcame your fears, and that we're not all perfect, you guys. But we are perfect for each other. Thank you for pouring into our future Inner Circle national area. Love you guys. And don't forget, finish your star. Bye-bye.
Bye.